Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to the Slowest Blitz where we are playing Asphodel. It's turn 58! We got... okay, go on. Let's just do it. We summoned some Leogryphs, cool. Not sure that was the greatest use of our gems, but we did it. It's a thing, it happened. We get attacked in Shadowglade. We don't get attacked in Shadowglade by Agartha, we get attacked in Shadowglade by Man. Except it's not a real attack, it's a bunch of fucking wolves. So, okay, cool. This is what our army looks like, by the way. Not bad. Kinda snappy. I like it. But, you know, that's, I like that people are still in the air. Cool, we obliterate a bunch of wolves. We get some Carrion wolves, that's kinda nice. Free wolves, yay. We attack in Shade Forest. We sent out a small stack of boars just to fuck around, try to keep up appearances. Take Shade Forest, easy peasy. We get attacked in Icton. All right, so Man is kind of moving into our heartlands, etc., etc. With his Knight Commander guy. He's gonna pop these, no questions asked. Easy peasy for him. We attack in Bycliff with our underwater force, and it runs into a bunch of Knights of Avalon. So it's squished. It's not gonna do anything. It's is super squished. Okay, cool. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And Agartha moves into Kasevik. God damn it. Just fight me. It's not meant to be. Okay, so we've got a situation going on. We get a really good event. 1770 gold and an enchanted sword, that's nice. And we get some nature gems. Worldwide event has occurred, cold +1, unrest increased, and we patrol out a shit ton of scouts on Shadowglade. Oh, we also have a new famous hero. Sweet. How'd you get that? Heroic endurance. Well, that's kind of cool. Alright, we've got a fucking issue. Man is not fighting us. They're just raiding us down. They're just choking us out. Our Dominion, you know, is slowly diminishing. Not so slowly. We got, like, 4 fucking temples. We're not preaching anywhere. We're gonna get Dom killed. That might actually be the intention, is for us to get Dom killed at this point, rather than just fight me. Agartha is moved into Kasevik. Maybe they're gonna roll around down. This feels very... It doesn't... Okay, maybe it doesn't feel weird, but like... You know what? Actually, it feels punitive, is what it feels. Because it doesn't feel like there's much of... Agartha is this. Very small. Shares the cave with Abysia. Has very few surface level... They're not in the game. Just in the same way we're not in the game. Vanarus and Pyrene are basically the leaders. Naba and Man kind of like secondary leaders. Olm is kind of like a weird outlier. I'm not in the game, Agartha's not in the game, and I don't really think Abyssia's in the game very much either. Maybe we put like Abysia in that kind of like weird outlier. They still have plenty of upper territory, but you know, it's been stymied, okay? This feels like Agartha's movement don't feel like the movements of someone trying to consolidate territory and get back in the game. They feel like the movements of someone who's like, okay, well, I'm out of the game. I'm not gonna win against Man. I'm not gonna win against Abysia. So let's just fight Asphodel. And I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, fuck. And on the other hand, I'm like, yeah, that's fair. that's perfectly valid and fair. Okay, so the last thing I want is for us to go out without even fighting at all. right? I can try to chase Agartha around, but as it is, they're always going to be ahead of me. So it just comes down to luck. I don't have like the magic phase to be able to pin them down or do anything like that. So you can see a really big red arrow. We're sending almost everything into Shade Forest. This is kind of just on a whim, right? It's this concept of maybe man tries to consolidate some of these Kushis, monks, Knights of Avalon, etc., into Shade Forest, right? Agartha is probably going to continue onwards into either Emicton or Monarch Woods. Emicton would make the most sense. We're going to send forces over there, but we're not going to be able to hold it if he decides to actually stick around. That being said, the fortification is extremely weak, and his force almost has the numbers just to do it straight up. But these guys actually have really high siege strength. Yeah, he could pop almost anything with this. So if he goes on a fort, it's definitely gonna get popped, right? If he goes on a Micton, there's nothing I can do about it. If he goes on Monarch Woods, there's nothing I can really do about it. If he doubles back onto Shadowglade when we've moved to Shade Forest, we can at least pop back at it. And at this point, honestly, Emicton and Monarch Woods they're not doing anything for us. We're basically just playing goalkeeper around our cap and our throne. So we're going to strike out into Shade Forest just on the whim and hope that Agartha sends something there or man sends something there, and we can fuck around with it. Maybe we squish some Knights of Avalon. Maybe we squish some Kushis. Maybe he sends a single Knight Commander. Maybe Agartha sends like 5 Sentinels. Who fucking knows, right? Maybe nobody sends anything and we get nothing out of it. But the hope is that somebody's going to send something and we're going to destroy that, deal a little damage, still be in range to fight on our cap or Shadowglade, right? Kind of concept. Aside from that, we're kind of just messing around. We moved almost everyone this turn. We are forging a black steel plate, and we are summoning some Leogryphs and reviving some whites. Kind of just spending gems at this point. Not the massive, like, let's drop all of our gems immediately, because I don't feel like we necessarily have to. I don't feel like it's going to make a big difference if we do. Obviously, the intention will be to do that before we fight, but, you know, we'll see. Like I say, before we fight a big man or Agarthan army, which could be next turn. Who knows? The black steel plate is intended on going on this Etten Mandragora. This guy's kind of nasty. He does some pretty fun stuff, but he's got no protection, so black steel plate will do pretty well on him. We did throw that. Got an enchanted sword. Yeah, we got an enchanted sword. We threw that on him this turn because why not? He's got multiple arms, so he's got the sword of sharpness right now. He doesn't lose anything. Like, sword of sharpness, sleep vines, carrion vine, gore. The gore's from the helmet, obviously, right? He doesn't lose anything, so we just threw the enchanted sword on him to be like, hey, here's another pretty high damage attack. So we're just fucking around with that. Maybe we'll give him some... If we give him some protection, maybe he'll do some damage in a fight. His defense is actually decently high because of the growth power, which is kind of fun. So with our Bless, he actually does get pretty decent defense. We should look at putting a shield on him as well. And another helmet. So maybe we'll mess around with that, but obviously it all depends on, do we have enough turns to do anything left? So we'll see. We have not almost, we have 228 units here, so we're rebuilding another kind of like mannequin army with a little bit of chaff mixed in. We are sending some chaff over into Imicton. Not much. We don't have much left, but it is what it is. Just to kind of mess around. And that's pretty much it. We have almost no research to speak of, so we're not really making progress on our army of rats, kind of like secret side project. And we're hoping we pop something in Shade Forest, and honestly kind of hoping that Agartha just doubles back to Shadowglade so we can fight him next turn. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Ultimately, nothing has changed. We haven't gotten any new spells or anything like that, so nothing's really changed from our previous setups. Still the whole normal thing, so we'll see if that actually matters. Turn 58. Obviously, our research is trash now, but our research was pretty good there for a while, so I feel okay with the combat spells that we have coming out. I just don't know that we're gonna get a battle. That's my ultimate fear at this point, is that we're not gonna get a battle. So, depending on how things turn out next turn, if Man hasn't moved at all, if Agartha moves on to Imicton, we might just go march this army off into the middle of nowhere. Right, we might just march this army towards Agartha's cap, or towards, Vaclez, or something, just to do something before we're completely dead, because our Dominion is diminishing. It's not like, I don't think we're gonna get Dom killed in the next 2 turns or anything like that. Our Dominion strength is pretty high in our core provinces still. In some of our core provinces still, so I don't think that's gonna happen. But it could be like, if we sit around for like 10 turns, we could maybe get Dom killed, especially if someone makes a concerted effort and we lose things like Imicton or something like that, right? Like cutting into some of our temples would be a big deal. Actually, I mean, we've got so little Dominion spread at this point. Anyways, that's it. Hopefully we could get a fight, fingers crossed, but it might actually be a situation where Man and Agartha just go, nah, we're not gonna fight you. Why would we fight that big stack when we can just raid you down and then you die from Dom kill? So we'll see. Fingers crossed. We might have to force the issue. We might not. I don't know. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.